Welcome back to another episode of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North. And this weekend, from the 5th to the 7th of February, Nexus.gg, who I run my game store through, is offering 10% off of Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, and they're also running a promotion where content creators just like me are able to compete for who is able to sell the most copies of this game. So if you want to support the channel and you don't yet own this game, I really would invite you guys to come and consider purchasing it from my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. The leaderboard for that contest is below. Share it with your friends, and let's get that dub. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Today we're taking a look at a new level, Tough Nut Crackers, which is the latest addition to the Lead the Way campaign, which I left in the rearview mirror not long ago, but am now returning to finish off this new level. And just looking at it, it looks very challenging. So our mission is to clear all of the hostiles off of this map, and right away we see a very large open space with a very overt enemy signature. We obviously key directly in to this portion of the map where we see a camera focused on 4 bad guys. 3 of them are suicide bombers. One of them we might be able to presume to be the leader, standing in front addressing that camera. We have another rifle over on the desk. Looks like we might have another rifle on the floor. Got some material, book, whatever, there on the ground as well. And as we look around the rest of this compound, there's other overt signatures that represent an enemy present. We have got a big disco, looks like, behind a defensive fighting position. And on the southern portion of the objective area, we've got this big chain link gate. So I've got a couple of assaulters here. They're going to be able to look into the objective area. But as soon as they start coming around this rock, they're going to be exposed through this chain link gate and then potentially taking fire through some of these open breaches in the form of windows. If we look at this southern structure, I don't see any overt enemy signature inside, although we can presume that based off of everything else we've seen in the compound, there's nothing good going on down here. We see a living space with 2 twin beds. Little desk area. I don't see any weapons or anything laying around, but we can already say that we've got 4 guys we know to be here, and likely more based off of the presence of this defensive fighting position. As we look up in the northern structure, we already kind of hit this entire room, which has all sorts of bad stuff in it. Over here we've got an RPG-7, looks like, maybe 2 RPG-29s. I'm not sure what these are in the game. Narrow hallway. Everything else kind of looks okay. But bottom line here is our mission is to clear out all the hostiles. We've got an overt, high-intensity enemy signature, and I think the key to success here is going to be maximizing standoff and being patient, fighting from thresholds, holding really good angles both at breach points and then as we start to move through these structures, and letting the enemy come to us and using our weapon systems to maintain as much standoff as we possibly can for as long as we can, so that we have the advantage for as long as possible. If we look at what our assaulters have, we've got 3 different spawn locations. I got a group that can spawn here, a group that can spawn in the south, a group that can spawn in the north. I kind of do want to take advantage of each 3 of those positions, despite the fact that it's going to be more difficult to control this whole situation when I do that. Because we've got these suicide bombers, I'm kind of expecting that once we're compromised, they're going to come charging at us. And so we're going to need nice long angles that allow us to be able to engage them from range. So that's why I think it's important to use these breach points to open them up and then give us a nice wide field of fire. I've got 2 snipers down here on the southern portion of the objective. I think that's prudent. I think that's probably the right move. Up top, I've got Philly and Drummer, 2 of my experienced assaulters, and I've got Postman and Storm for my LMG gunners. If I'm looking at what the boys are carrying, standard Ranger vests, M4s with, what do we got? An EOTech and sauced ammo, Mark 48s, M9s. Let's swap out these M9s for a Glock 19. There we go. Everyone's carrying a standard RBA, level 3 body armor, lots of frags, some flashbangs, slap charges, wall shots, things that are giving us options. For our marksman, we've got a squad DM rifle. I kind of want to upgrade that to, yeah, I think a 110 is probably the right answer. That's 6 stars. It's a heavy investment, but this is the first time I've been in a situation where I think that like a true long-range 7.62 gas gun is the right solution, and we're not going to leave an ACOG on that. I kind of want to go up to an LCAN or even a 6x potentially. Yeah, let's go with a 6x. We'll stay with the green tip, that's fine. RBA, smokes, frags. That's good. We're going to copy this loadout. I'm going to place it on my other sniper. The one thing I think I'm short right now is grenadiers. And I've got 2 snipers down here. I think I'm going to take this second LMG and I'm going to replace him with a second grenadier. Man, I kind of want a grenadier up top, though, to be honest with you guys. Let's do that instead. Let's take this grenadier. I'm going to take Goose. And I'm going to put him up here. So now I've got 2 assaulters, 2 LMGs, and a grenadier up top. I've got 1 LMG and 2 snipers to the south. What I'm going to try to do here is leave this position in place. I'm going to maybe kick a guy over here and try to get eyes this direction. I'm going to leave somebody here to get eyes this direction. And if there's a way for me to kind of look deep this direction, I'm going to do that as well. But this position is going to remain like an isolation position so that I don't have dudes just squirting out of these buildings and running all over the place like crazy. And the purpose for them is just going to be able to reduce the movement from this structure elsewhere. Whereas up top, I'm going to be using these 5 to actually clear. That should make my clearance a little bit more simple and give me a few more options. Let's go ahead and get started.
Got it.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is try to improve my security posture. So I'm going to start pieing off these corners, and I'm setting this battle position down here in the south first so I can get a good engagement area developed. So I'm going to do that by moving this DMR forward. He's going to maintain eyes kind of right here. That should allow me to pass with this 249 at a sprint. I'm going to leave that 249 just like that. That might give him an angle over here to this PK, and he's got a frag, so he might be able to even get a frag grenade at that PK. And then I'm going to also cross with Duck all the way across over here, and Duck will kind of maintain this angle. It's some challenging geometry there, not a lot to work with, but it should be, hopefully, enough to get us started. Up top, I'm not going to get compromised quite yet. I've got a sheet metal gate and a sheet metal gate. We've got some options. We're going to go ahead and go explosive with a wall shot here. And then up top, I think we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, see how we do. Okay, so sure enough, that defensive fighting position is occupied. I'm going to get a frag on that right away. Good effects there on that frag. I'm happy with the security situation that we have right now in the south. I've got charges set up top as well. We've been compromised, and we can see now the leader over here, this element, he's responding to that audible signature, and he's starting to look this direction. The key here, guys, is tactical patience. No reason to go rushing in and getting killed. It's letting the enemy come to us and fighting smart. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I think I am going to continue to try to improve our situation down here. I'm going to do that by pushing... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push Axios, actually, across right here. Bring Duck back. Good. Our security position here in the south is working really good. Getting some real good effects. I've got 2 more hostiles over there, so we're going to go ahead and hit them with another frag. Open door here. Enemy responsive. Based off all this audible signature that's going on, we're going to keep repositioning guys down here. Nice and patient. We're having really good effects down here in the south. Haven't even committed up top yet. Now I'm going to start looking for an opportunity to commit up top. I've got 1 suicide bomber missing. So we've either killed him already or he's en route somewhere to try and detonate. So it's important that we keep an eye out for him because that's our biggest high casualty producing weapon on the enemy side that we know of right now. Okay, before I open these up, I'm going to position my assaulter so that I have a really good position. So here I've got nice cross coverage into this space. I've got somebody able to look deep. There's a fracture side concern because I've got this friendly element down here, and I don't want these guys firing into that friendly element, but these guys have cover. We're going to take precision shots. Be careful about how we employ fragmentary munitions. Real world, this would be something I'm super uncomfortable with, but in this game, I feel a little bit better about it, obviously.
Alpha, go.
Okay, we've opened up those breaches. Immediately was able to engage this guy. I'm now confident this southern defensive fighting position has been cleared. We're taking really accurate shots deep here. That's awesome. There's that suicide bomber that we lost earlier, so he died right there. That was a close call. Dude responsive here. That's a problem. Okay, so we've got a barricade shooter deep. We're being maneuvered on. First thing we're going to do is get a frag around this corner. Next thing we're going to do is put Goose up here. He's going to double time. And as soon as he gets up there, I want him to put a frag deep right there. It's getting rowdy, boys. Getting rowdy. Holding these angles, putting the right weapon systems in the right position to win. We're going to keep that HE going long down here. I've got more suicide bombers coming out. You saw that guy squirting there towards the wall. We're going to keep these effects going. Come on, buddy, hit him. There we go. Good effects. And we lost those 2 suicide bombers. Those guys are likely moving this direction. They could be coming at us. So this southern battle position's got a lot of work to do. Duck here with the SDMR is going to have to do some good things here. Being real patient, fighting from these thresholds. No reason to go in there and get crazy. Seeing another enemy in here now. We might have to enter here shortly if we're not getting any more response. Now that we've been compromised, though, we can expect that the enemy inside is now repositioning to places that they can barricade themselves and fight from. So the longer we wait, the more dangerous it gets, but at the same time, we're trying to maximize our own tactical patience and not rush into a dangerous scenario. It's all about that balance. Okay. Now I'm starting to think about what my next move might be. I kind of want to get this southern building clear. We've killed the most enemy in that area, so I feel reasonably safe about going in there, given everything we've seen so far. The only downside is this entire fence is chain link, so as I maneuver up to and breach this fence, we're going to be compromised. So it's important that we have really good security if we try to push it. So in order to achieve that, I think the first thing I'm going to do is take this angle, and that's exactly why. That SDMR is awesome. Okay, now I'm looking for ways to put effects in this building without increasing risk to my guys. So I'm able to get a grenade over this fence and through this window and put HE inside the structure before I'm committing anyone through this breach. So I'm making it safer every time I add effects. More frags. If there's a way to get it all the way into this room. Close. I can try right there. Yep, you hear that? Look at that. Additional enemy KIA right there. Alright, now let's look for a way to get through this door. So how are we going to do it? Let's bring a security element with our boy. Where are we shooting now? Oh, another KIA right there. So check this out. We're going to pick this lock. We're going to get through this door the whole time. I've got this DMR pulling security through this way. He's also able to see all the way over here to this corner. And then I've got this DMR pulling security this way. I've prepped this room with a frag. I've prepped this space with a frag. So we've done everything we can to make it as safe as possible. We know that it's reasonably safe over here based off of these guys being able to look down this direction. It's all about making the next step right before you commit your people. Alright, so this DMR was able to kill a guy right there. Up top, we were still able to kill a guy right here. So our security is working. The situation's still very fluid, very dangerous. Next thing we're going to do is put a wall shot right here that's going to make it a little bit safer. finish clearing out this room. Give us an angle to get inside. Right now we're shooting this. He's got a shoulder-fired weapon. He tried to get out, but we've still got really good security. He was unable to affect us with it. Our security continues to work for us. Alright, so the mistake I nearly made there is I don't have really good security on this corner, so I'm going to back my assaulter up and pull security this direction. And next we're going to pie off the rest of this room.
Alpha, go.
Alright, see what we did there? One, this guy still has great security for us. He killed a guy on our behalf, kept us safe. And then second, over here, before we moved to pie off this corner, we put a go code before that guy committed, and we allowed his buddy to be his wingman as he pied the rest of that corner. Alright, now before we commit to this threshold, we're going to get long security down this axis. We've got a pistol out. That's stupid. Go ahead and get his primary back up. Good thing we did, because we had a suicide vest come at us. We're going to hold this position just for a second because the situation continues to get more and more dangerous. This guy's no longer doing us a whole lot of good here because we've got good security this direction, so I'm going to recommit this dude at the double time to this position where he can get good security. Okay, situation's still very dangerous, very fluid. Want to finish getting this southern portion here cleared out as fast as possible. So how are we going to do it? Oh man, clearing rooms with SDMRs and machine guns. Don't do this at home. Lead with HE. Okay, that's safe there. Alright. We're going to maintain security with this guy. We're going to lead in, I think, with these two. Alright, I can pull security down this hallway. This is going to allow my machine gunner to get in nice and safe. All the way to here. Take a pistol out with our SDMR here. We're gonna have to strong wall here. Get a frag in this room. Get a frag in this room. Suicide vest? Jesus, that's why we maintained security long. That was insanely close. I could have easily chosen to commit this guy this direction, but I felt weary about doing that because I still got a big threat over here, and I believe this to be a lesser threat. So I maintained security long, and that's about as close a call as you can have in this game. Alright, this is clear. We're going to transition back, get this guy over here, pull in long security. He's got his primary back out, and he is in position pulling that long security. We're going to give him some standoff based off of everything that we just saw. Okay, that room is clear. Let's get good positions in these windows now. Alright, so look what we've got here. Now I've got this southern building completely clear and secure. I've isolated the known bad guy that I have left by establishing this battle position that I had external down here through this structure all the way up. So they've reestablished, they're closer to the threat, and now I can move into the main structure with my primary team. A lot of ways that you could have gone about achieving exactly what I just did. This way happened to work so far, at least. That doesn't mean we're out of the woods by any shot, by any stretch. But now let's look at trying to get inside. So I've got a Mark 48. I want to put him on a long axis. The best long axis I see is this one that's going to protect me from anything that could come around this corner. So let's go ahead and commit him to that. So I'm going to stop him right here before he goes all the way. Looks good.
Alpha, go.
Lots of movement now. I've got one responsive here, one responsive here. That Mark 48 is doing work for me. This security position is also going to be doing work for me. And there we go. Level is clear and secure. Didn't even have to go into that northern structure. Man, what a fight. 3 minutes, 51 seconds, 32. Enemy killed in action. 3 stars. No friendly casualties. Feel really good about that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and learned something from the process. Guys, remember, they're running a promotion for this on my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. Every time you choose to purchase this game from that store, it benefits me directly, it supports the channel, supports this content. It also moves me a little bit closer into the lead for this promotion that's going on from the 5th to the 7th of February. At the end of that, check the leaderboards. Let's see how we did. Thank you so much for your support. I'm Controlled Pairs, and I play the most immersive PC games in the world. This is Door Kickers 2 Task Force North, and I'll see you in the next one.